All right, it's time to talk about The Walking Dead, issue 187, The Road Back.
Oh boy, getting closer and closer to number 200.
I'm telling you, yeah. I think Rick's going to die in 200.
No,
I think it's going to happen.
No.
Before we get into this issue, I'm Justin.
And I'm JP.
And we are the Podcasting Dead, obviously, from our name, as you can deduce, and from what we've said already. We talk about The Walking Dead, both the comic and the show, but we do some other stuff. We actually just put our first kind of sample. We're going to start doing a Truth Seekers podcast. Don't really know if that's the name we're going to stick with, but we're going to talk about, some crazy theories about, secret goings on in the world and aliens and flat Earth and the Ninth Circle and just all kinds of things. So we kind of sampled that yesterday and, tested the waters. So if you want to, if you're into conspiracies, check that out. It's on our page. If you like The Walking Dead, or conspiracies, or urban exploration, which we're going to do a lot of this year, or just lots of cool stuff, just hit that subscribe button.
We're branching out, baby.
Yeah, we're talking about The Walking Dead and doing lots of other stuff. So, issue 187, man, it's a big war coming. I mean, I don't know if I want to say big war, but a big conflict's coming.
Yeah, something's coming down the pike, man. That last page, again, was just like a whoa. That's crazy.
Do you think that Mercer's going to die?
I don't think he's going to die, but I think this is going to be kind of the straw that breaks the camel's back as far as turning the tide and getting people to take action.
Yeah, I think that my theory, I think that they're going to try to make like an example out of Mercer, like publicly, and that's where Rick's going to draw the line and be like, no, it's ultimately, I think he's going to regret saving Pamela. I think that he's going to be like, I should have just let Dwight's crazy ass shoot her.
Probably so.
But we learned a lot more about Princess's backstory, too. Learned that she was a victim of abuse, quite a bit of abuse, too. We're talking like a stepdad and stepbrother teaming up on her and beating her up and locking her in the closet and her peeing her pants. And
just can't get close to anyone now. It's sad.
And it sucks. You hate to hear stuff like that, and especially when you find out that, her cheery nature really is just kind of a front. I mean, she is cheery in a sense, but she's, got scars, and she carries on that cheery persona more or less just to put other people at ease. Yeah. But she's a badass.
Yeah, Mercer just did not have a good issue.
No, he didn't. Lost his woman.
Leaving,
lost his position. It's safe to say he's probably not going to be head of security anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an interesting issue. Definitely, I wouldn't call it filler, but definitely a little bit more lax from last week.
Yeah, they definitely put in some B storylines, but that's fine. I mean, we got caught up with some characters.
Magna, Sadiq, Maggie, Carl's headed to. We got Sadiq, Carl, and others headed to the Commonwealth, which is, in my prediction, they're going to get there just in time for Schnitt to go south.
Well, they're going to get there and see somebody on the gallows,
or
someone they love,
or they'll put Mercer up for execution or whatever they're going to do to Mercer. I don't know if they try to kill him, but some kind of punishment, and Rick will step up, and then the fighting will start, and that's right when they roll up. And of course, you got Carl, who is not going to just be like, oh, let's just let Dad and them fight it out. I mean, Carl's going to. We also get a little bit more. We see Sophia is getting her a little, finally.
Yeah, she's
poor thing, man.
A little bit. Carl had to explain to his girlfriend,
Usually we're used to girls putting guys in the friend zone, but man, Carl's been putting her in the friend zone since pretty much the beginning.
I know, man. He needs to understand, new world, new rules. It's fine to have two girlfriends. He needs to explain that to them.
Exactly.
As many times as I've had that conversation, just because the apocalypse hasn't crept up, it hadn't worked for me. Not yet.
So that's why if you see JP's face on an episode of Snapped, you heard it first here. That's why. You ever seen Snapped?
I don't know.
You don't know what Snapped is?
I don't know.
Really?
No.
It's a show where it's usually a couple and one of them kills the other, and they try to, they play it off like they didn't do it, but then it just shows how they start finding out that it was the spouse or whatever, usually for life insurance or something like that.
That is not what I was expecting you to say.
No.
I thought it was going to be like a Snapchat show version of To Catch a Predator, where a girlfriend sets a boyfriend up to cheat or whatever and catfishes his ass. And
you put a lot more thought into that than was actually needed.
Well, that's what it seemed like to me. Like, bitch, you snapped. I caught you talking to that girl.
No, not well. That might be what she says right before she plunges that kitchen knife into your chest.
Maybe so.
But Carl, actually, though. But I mean, it is cool to see that he doesn't just dodge Sophia in that way because he's just not. I mean, he does care about her. Like he was genuinely happy that she was on a first date and it seemed to be going well, kind of like a brother. I mean, when people, when you hear guy and girlfriends will say that's kind of like my brother or my sister. I mean, Carl was showing that right there.
Absolutely, he was.
Do you think he's just chilling because he knows low key that if something ever happened to Lydia and he needed some, he could just holler at Sophia?
Oh, he's got her on the back burner, no doubt. Yeah.
But, and then Lydia, of course, Carl's like, we're both monsters. And then she storms out of the room like, come on, man. What woman do you think is going to be okay with you telling her she's a monster?
Yeah, man, unless she's like an old school rabid Lady Gaga fan, probably not going to appreciate it. And in this timeline, Lady Gaga probably never even came to fame, did she?
Well, no, she was making hits before. This started in like 2010, right? Technically, you're right,
book.
comic. I'm thinking show started in 2000. You're right, comic book started in 2003, right? So, yeah, there's no Lady Gaga.
Imagine living in that world. That's the real horror, But man, it's a solid issue. I think we can both agree on that. Yeah,
I was trying to make a Lady Gaga pun, but my brain wasn't fast enough this morning.
As I was reading this past issue, I don't know if like different voices kind of fill in for different characters. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But yeah, when I was reading this one, definitely Mercer was Mr. T's voice, and Princess I think was Mindy Kaling.
I've never really heard a voice in my head when reading for Princess, but now that you've said that fits so well.
Yeah, for me it was Mindy Kaling.
That fits so well, man. Good job. That it really does. I can now just imagine her giving the dialogue she gave in that issue, but with Mindy Kaling. Yeah, okay. I can see that.
Hashtag bring Mindy Kaling onto The Walking Dead. That's a long hashtag, but we'll still use it.
I don't know if she could play Princess though. I mean, she's kind of shorter.
Isn't she?
Yeah, I just couldn't see it. I'm trying to think of who I could see playing Princess. Surprisingly, granted, not now because she's older, but I could definitely remember Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I love that show, but forgive me for not. Vivian. No, Vivian was the wife. Aunt Vivian. What was the oldest daughter's name? The real goofy one.
I hadn't watched that show in a long time.
I love Fresh Prince. I spent like an hour last night watching old clips, like with Uncle Phil playing pool. That felt like, man, when you grew up watching Fresh Prince, that family felt like your family, and now I feel like the worst family member ever because I cannot remember the oldest sister's name. But anyways, I could see her playing Princess, but I don't know, man. I mean, as far as today, I'm trying to think. Let us know in the comments below. Who do you think would be a good actress in today's time to play Princess? That's a good question. I feel like I know they're out there, but number one, it's very early, and number two, my brain's just not working this morning.
Yeah,
it's after 2 holidays and days off, man. It's taken a while to get back in the rhythm. But yeah, who do you think could play Princess? But we see Carl and Lydia make up at the end.
Yep, they do.
Some very touching stuff. He lets her know that, hey, you're the reason I don't wear my bandage anymore. You licked that eye hole and everything got better.
I still feel like he needs to protect it from infection some kind of way.
Oh, yeah. Well, at this point, though, I mean, it's been years, though. It's just scar tissue.
Yeah, but I mean, I have a buddy with a glass eye, and he said like he doesn't just go out without his glass eye in because it's so easy to get infection in there. I mean,
it almost looks like it blew his eye socket out, though. You know what I mean? He's just got like scar tissue that's folded over there. But you might be right. I have to go back and really look at the picture. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I'm trying to think. What else was we got more Magna. We hadn't seen her. I mean, we saw her in the last few issues. We finally started getting some more of Magna because we had been a while without. We also see Jesus and Aaron there. Where were they? Were they headed to the Commonwealth as well?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this setting up for a fight, man. They got Jesus and Aaron headed to the Commonwealth, and we already know Jesus. And if you listen to either the show or the comic, you probably know that Jesus is my favorite character in the comics, so I was super thrilled to see him, and now he's getting front and center and ready for some action.
I'm telling you, man, one thing that bothered me a little bit, so they're all in Maggie's office, and, you know, I love Jesus and Aaron as a couple.
Right.
Great power couple.
Just tell me how coupley they were.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're getting debriefed for, like, a mission of sorts, and you're just, you know, like playing grab ass on the couch there. I mean,
Right.
I'd have been like, guys, come on.
And
we're
you're saying,
talking serious stuff here.
and to make things clear, and it's sad because people get so easily offended that we have to clarify every little damn word we say, but you're saying it wouldn't matter if it was guy, girl, guy. It's just getting debriefed is not really the place to be playing flirtsies.
Yeah.
You know, before you go out. Like if it was, you know, Maggie and dang it, Dante. If it was Maggie and Dante, it'd be like, y'all are about to go on a seriously dangerous mission, you know.
Right.
Give us your serious... We need to see your war face.
I mean, I thought somebody's getting ready to get like a over-the-pants hand job there. I didn't know what was going to happen.
But, yeah, no, Jesus and Aaron are heading into it. Jesus being the most capable fighter in the Walking Dead universe. And you've got Carl, who's a badass, a very seasoned veteran on the way.
You think with all this lovey-dovey stuff with Aaron and Jesus, one of them's getting ready to get the axe?
I hope not, man. I mean, I would love to see... I mean, and I know Jesus has been front and center quite a bit, but I would like to see more focus on Jesus. You know what I mean? I love Jesus. More focus on him and Aaron, whatever. But I don't know. If he did kill one of them, it would be kind of cliche. Do you think... Man, I hope it doesn't go... Because remember, in All Out War, Aaron... watched, Eric. Wasn't that his name? It's been so long. I think it was Eric.
I think so.
Watched him watched his boyfriend get shot in the middle of a skirmish. And then it's like, what if he sees Jesus get shot in the head and it's a flashback to like what happened to his last boyfriend? They better not do that. Don't you give Aaron haunting flashbacks at the expense of my favorite character.
I'm telling you, man.
Especially being in spoiler alert for the show if you're not caught up. I don't know why you haven't yet, but spoiler alert. But, you know, now with Jesus dead on the show, I hope they're not trying to follow the same path in the comics.
Ooh, you never know. But hopefully my Jesus merch will go up in value if they kill him.
I really think you should sell me. I would happily pay you good money if you would sell me that Jesus figure. You can keep the rest, but I really would love the Jesus figure.
It's a good one, man. It's black and white with the blood splatter. A lot of people, I think the color figure is actually a little bit more in demand, but I like the black and white with the blood splatter.
Oh, I do too. I want to buy it. You should sell it to me.
It's negotiations are gonna be intense.
I have a pretty sweet Jesus Funko Pop, but I don't have the actual comic action figure like you do, and I love it.
Man, I love those. The Skybound.com, all the comic merch, man. It's some really cool.
You got a sweet Michonne too, right?
Yeah, I got Michonne in like her. Like what she was wearing when she was
like the vest and the white shirt and all of that.
Yeah, like her patrolman outfit or whatever.
Oh, that's right. It is the patrolman outfit. I thought you had one with her with like the brown vest and the.
I do have that from
t-shirt.
the TV show.
Okay,
but from the comic, yeah, she's in her patrol outfit, and I got Negan, I got Ezekiel. And
I want all of them. Sell me all of them, JP.
It's a sweet little set. I wanted to get it because they have Alpha in the same in that same series. They did quite a few.
That's awesome. See, I've got a lot of TV, a lot of my Funkos are based, mostly off the TV show. And I'm kind of OCD in my man cave, and I kind of have everything sectioned off. It's like the poker tables with the game stuff and the So what I'm doing is in the process of taking all of my I just took one bookshelf over. I'm getting ready to move all my comics and everything over to the other side of my basement. I'm going to make that more of like a study reading room. I'm going to have, like my guitars and stuff will be in there. So it's like a music/reading room. Yeah. And I would love to buy some of those figures so I can keep the, because I'm keeping all my TV Funko Pops near my TV. And it'd be cool to have some of those figures to put over there with the actual Walking Dead comics. So I might have to go to Skybound.com and order me some of them.
Yeah, I don't know exactly which ones are still available. I know right now they've got and I want to get some of these. They're the G.I. Joe style. Like they're totally like just like imaginative, like team. I don't even know, but check it out. They got like G.I. Joe style Walking Dead figures. Each one's like a different team, and it's really cool.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else left to touch on this issue? We've talked about Jesus and Aaron. We've talked about Carl and Lydia and Carl and Sophia. We've talked about Princess and Mercer and his very sticky situation. Rick's speech had to be awkward, man.
Yeah.
I mean, did you feel the tension between him and Michonne?
Oh, yeah, dude. It is palpable.
And I still feel like she knew she was in the wrong, and at least she admitted that. But she's like basically trying to be like, I mean, she pretty much apologized, but didn't quite apologize because she's like, I'm sorry, but he needed to die. You know what I mean? It's like, that's not really an apology. I'm sorry that I killed your best friend, JP, but he kind of needed to die.
Yeah.
Not that Dwight was Rick's best friend. In fact, they had clashed quite a bit here in the last year or so. But nonetheless, man, Andrew at the comic shop, he doesn't read The Walking Dead anymore, so he doesn't mind spoilers. And I was like, dude, I hate that you don't read it no more. It's still so good, And I was like, last comic had this page that just, like, you turn the page and it just broke my heart. And he's like, what is it? And he went and found it, and he turned, and he was even like, oh man. I'm like, and look, his eyes always watering, so that's probably that. Not that he's crying, but it looks like Dwight's crying as Rick's shooting him in the head.
Yeah.
Michonne definitely put him in just a screwed up situation, man.
Oh, man.
It's got to weigh on him. I know Rick at this point's killed so many people. It's just but I mean, still, in that scenario, most of the people Rick's killed have been people that were trying to kill him or someone he loved, or in self-defense, like with Sherry.
It's going to be a pretty sour homecoming, too. You think about when he goes back to Alexandria. I mean, they could try to oust him as leader. I mean,
you're right.
He killed his own,
You're right. So lots at stake, lots happening in the Walking Dead world. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If there's something we missed or something that definitely needs to be addressed, please just throw it down there. Normally, we have the comic in front of us when we do these, but it's been raining something awful here the last couple of weeks, and I'm pretty sure most of you can empathize with not wanting to bring our comics out into the rain.
Can you imagine if Rick gets banished and just ends up like living on a farm with just him and Negan, just like growing vegetables and then singing songs?
Speaking of which, I'm ready for Negan to show up and save the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I just imagine a fight and Negan just rolls up and don't even know what's happening, but it's like, hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Which, I don't know, man. It's hard to believe. It's been a while since we've seen Negan. And like I said, Robert Kirkman was kind of hinting towards that was Negan's sign-off. But you can't just leave him alive like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, just pop in every now and then.
You can't just walk off into the sunset. I need at least give us like a Thanos Infinity War ending where he's just like chilling in this cabin. And then, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I get to rest. Can you imagine Negan as Thanos? That'd be a cool crossover.
Yeah, man. And I've never really been like thirsty for a Walking Dead spinoff series, but man, I'd love to see a Negan companion series.
Yeah, absolutely.
If there was ever going to be like a Walking Dead spinoff,
a character that could actually make it work and keep it interesting, it would definitely be Negan. But so make sure to hit that subscribe and like button for more Walking Dead content and just more content in general. In fact, we're going to have another podcast out today, our Mail Call podcast, where we answer your questions.
Yep.
So we'll be doing that here in just a bit. In the meantime, we'll catch you as far as the comics go next month for issue 188 of The Walking Dead. In the meantime, I'm Justin.
And I'm JP.
And we are the Podcasting Dead.
Yep.